Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. How have you been? It's a pleasure to be with all of you once again. Perfect. The stream seems to be working perfectly. I've already changed the title, so perfect. Let me ensure this is that you can listen to me, that you can listen to the game. Yes, you can. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be with all of you once again. This is day number 13 of analysis of Hellgate London. So far, we've already, as I've been saying, we've already analyzed all of the not only the most important aspects, but also pretty much everything the game had to offer mid-game, early game. We completed all of the side quests up until now, and we are pretty uh, advanced into the late game slash end game. Remember, I still want to try out the Tokyo maps. I still want to try out the Tokyo maps before trying the London 2038 mod. So we have to try out the Tokyo maps. No, first finish the story. First we have to finish all of the side quests and the story because I promised a 100% completion, and that's what we are going for. Then I want to try the Tokyo maps because they are exclusive to, I mean, they can only be played in this version for now, or on this version for now. And then once I play the Tokyo maps, and I'll get to the final analysis, and once I finish the final analysis and everything, of course we will try out the mod because it's pretty much the definitive version of the game. So, last time we spent a lot of time doing side quests, if I remember correctly, yes. By the way, sorry that I didn't stream on Thursday. I was doing something of great importance, just in case any of you are interested. I was kind of like, as you know, I kind of like reverse engineer offline MMORPG games, right? So I can play them offline on my own after the kind of like the original official servers are shut down. I reverse engineer them so I can play them offline. For example, World of Warcraft, Ion, Terra, Black Desert. Well, that one isn't dead. Neither is WoW, but I think they ruined the gameplay system when they removed the skill trees. I don't know in which expansion. I basically play Wrath of the Lich King expansion on my own offline. Well, and just like I do that, I found out, I discovered, after a lot of searching, and it was a pretty slow process, I managed to alright, creature at the Tower of London. Okay, attack the beast. If we can put an end to this turn, we can use a heavily revamped portal scene to extract the Templar. Alright, remember, we are trying to save the remember, we are trying to save the remaining Templar because apparently the guy in charge, this guy Maxim,
You're doing good. Just keep on.
launched a suicide mission. Blah 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 blah. Safety zone. Blah blah blah. I don't know if these are kind of like.
Cheers, mate.
Alright, Lower Thames. I think we've never been there. I assume these three will unlock progressively as we complete quests. Alright, so we got more side quests here. As I was saying, going back to the previous topic, after a long and hard process and searching for the required files, which took me a lot of time, precisely a whole week, I managed to also reverse engineer MOBAs, which is extremely important because I read the news. I just discovered that S2Games closed this year on June or something like that. If you don't know about them, they were responsible for creating Savage, Savage 2, Savage Resurrection, Heroes of New Earth, and Strife. So far, well, I'll tell you the story as we progress. Give me a second. So we have to go to Tower of London for the main story quest, of course. So where is it? Tower of London, blah, 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 blah. Bishop's Court. Yeah, we've been there. Ludgate Hill, Tudor Strait, Lower Thames. Okay, let's begin with Lower Thames. Thames. Okay. So, they created basically one influential game which pretty much uh, created the RTS FPS genre. It's a hybrid genre. And, well, that's not a good start. Sorry, I was distracted. Sorry, I was distracted with my story. Happens.
I'll be around.
Besides, I also pressed enter. My bad. Sorry. I know it's painful to watch my horrible gameplay. No, I got surprised. So they created that when they developed Savage. They also created Heroes of New Earth, which was a pretty savage, let's say, MOBA, the community especially, according to what I've read. And it was pretty much their most successful game. Alright, they stunned me. Yeah, I can see the problem here. I need more room. Oh boy, no, this place is crawling with pretty powerful enemies. No, it wasn't a coincidence that I died. Maybe I think I'm not meant to do this mission first. I think I'm meant to do other missions first. Wait. Lower Thames. Tudor Street. How do I remove that? There we go. First we'll go to Tudor Street, because I think it's... Alright, Eastcheap and Tudor Street. Okay. So, they developed a lot of games. Their most successful one was indeed Heroes of New Earth. Eventually it died. They went for another game, which was Strife, another MOBA, and that one also failed. And I just discovered that now the company closed. So yeah, they are not going to produce any more of those games. And they had sold the rights of Heroes of New Earth. And as a consequence, pretty much their two MOBAs would be lost in time forever. So I decided to investigate, and I And I somehow managed to reverse engineer. I somehow managed to reverse engineer both Heroes of New Earth as well as Strife, completely offline after the after the servers went down, because pretty much the company is no more, the servers are no more, the official servers. The community tried to save Heroes of New Earth, but pretty much I was looking for a real everlasting alternative, if you know what I mean. I'm always looking for options to preserve the games forever. So the best way to preserve them forever, just like I do with MMORPG games, was reverse engineering them and creating offline versions of them. Of course, it was pretty complicated, and it took me a lot of time, and that's why I didn't stream on Thursday, because I was pretty much investigating it, and I just simply couldn't be interrupted. But just in case you are interested, it is 100% possible. It's true. It's extremely difficult to find the correct files, but if you can do that, which is it was the most difficult part of the process, I was able to reverse engineer Heroes of New Earth, Strife. Both I managed to create versions which are completely playable offline, 100%, no internet connection required, and at least I'm able to play against bots. So now I would just need a bot script which actually increases the overall difficulty, and that's pretty much it of the bots, and that's pretty much it. Just like I did with Dota 2. So yeah, in case you were wondering, that's why I didn't stream on Thursday. It wasn't because of my work, because I had already finished everything. I was ready to stream, but then I read this article which said that S2Games was no more, that Heroes of New Earth would be unplayable, and I saw the community created a version which is actually playable but online, and so I combined the files of that version with yet another project that I found over at GitHub. GitHub is kind of like a social media for developers, for software developers. And I combined the files in such a way that that I'm able to play Heroes of New Earth against hard difficulty AI bots on my own. I know that for a lot of people it sounds so stupid, because most people think that MOBAs are meant to be played exclusively online, but in this case it's a game that would be dead, or would have died, if I hadn't done that. I mean, it's dead for most people, because taking the time to do what I did this weekend it consumes a lot of time until you find the correct files and you combine them appropriately. It basically took me a whole weekend, more than a whole weekend, 4 or 5 days. It took me 4 days, but fortunately, after a lot of digging and digging and digging the pretty much the whole internet, I managed to do that. So the game, at least the game won't be dead for me. Damn. At least the game won't be dead for me. It's not dead for the community because they created an online launcher. But in my case, I wanted kind of like an offline version of what they did so I can finally rest assured that no matter what the official servers or the community servers, uh, no matter what the fate for both of them may be, I will have an offline version of Heroes of New Earth. So, yeah. Now I can say that I not only reverse engineer MMORPG games, but also MOBAs. No, I had already done that for some of them. Damn, sorry. I should have drank some water before beginning the stream. My bad. But yeah, I had already done that for Dota 2 because I simply don't trust gaming companies. I mean, you must understand me. I'm kind of like I have a kind of like a trauma. I am kind of like haunted by the idea that online games will no longer be playable. I know that for a lot of people it's the same, and I read a lot of the comments that people who think like I do that sometimes I see them writing in forums, especially in English, people who care about preservation and about their favorite MMORPG games or MOBAs, and I've already explored the place. I can go back. Sorry, I got carried away a bit. And I read their comments in forums, especially when they unknowing when they perceive when they somehow because they they somehow have a hunch that their game is about to be shut down. that the that the servers are about to be shut down by the company. And so I always read. If you are one of those people, know that I read your comments. If it's one of the games that I like, that I have probably read your comments several times because first I read those comments in forums. For example, in the over at the S2Games forums. Um, for example, I always read Star Wars Your Republic forums, waiting for the day that it will be shut down so I can begin the process of searching for the files to assemble a reverse engineered offline server. Travel to Tower Gateway and where that may be. Lower Thames Tower Gate. Alright, yeah, I have no chance. I have to go to that hell once again. Alright, let's buckle up and beat this thing. Let's beat this thing. We have to... I just need a foothold. I need to be careful with those. Because they can stun me if they get close. There they are. Alright, where? Oh, what's this? Vast Phantasm. Oh. Oh, pretty... Whoa. What happened? That thing hits like a truck. Well, it's pretty big, anyways. Okay, well. So I always read the forums. What? What the? Wait. Alright, I was muted. Or stunned. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah, but I was stunned. So yeah, basically I read the forums and I always see a lot of people. Who will ask, uh, almost always kind of like at the, as I've said, at the end cycle, at the end of the life cycle of an online MOBA, of a MOBA or an MMORPG. And there's always one or two or three posts which say, but won't there be an offline version of this game? I mean, I've dedicated 10 years of my life to this game. Won't there be an offline version for me to continue playing on my own after the servers are down? You will always find at least one post with this line of thought. And I think it's very sad. It's very sad when that happens, when those posts are them. Yeah, pretty much there's nothing I could do. So we are in trouble. These guys can stun me. I should just avoid being hit. There's no way to defend yourself against that. It's one of those difficulty spikes. And yes, pretty much I will read those posts and I feel a lot of not only pity but also kind of like sadness, an absolute sadness, because that should be illegal, because you're actually, when you play an online game, you're actually renting the usage of the server at the end of the day. You're not kind of like buying anything. Even with offline games, you're actually just kind of like borrowing the license. Let's use layman terms. You're just borrowing the license, the use of the license of the intellectual property. So the game is not actually yours while it's online. Basically, it's the it's the truth of the matter. So it's extremely sad when they shut down the servers. Since the game is not yours, they can do whatever they want with it. So and so I read the forums and I read them, and I always try to find those games, especially when the company shuts down. And in this case, it was S2Games, and I found that the way their games worked could be reversed engineered, and so but not by conventional means, because there's kind of like one project made by the community which is trying to revive the game, trying to revive it, but that thing has an aura. But they are kind of like hosting their own private server. Yeah, but what happens if that private server goes down? Because it isn't a huge community. It's not a very dedicated or huge community. It's extremely niche. In this case, the community of Heroes of New Earth. So it's so small that I fear that, besides, not only it was small, but there's a long history of a lot of savage behaviors, let's say. We'll just say that, surrounding the community, and so maybe one day someone who isn't very professional, maybe, I'm just saying that, maybe can shut down the servers or something like that. So it's much better to kind of like create, I thought it was much more safe. It was safer, sorry, to reverse engineer the game and and create an offline version of it. Right, so so I did that. It took me a lot of time. 4 days. And I did that not only. Wait, I'll grab some water because this is unbearable. Sorry. There we go. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, I hadn't drunk anything for some hours. So yeah, basically I reversed engineer both of them. Heroes of New Earth and Strife. The case of Strife was even worse because the community was dead. In that case, the community was dead. They created kind of like first 2 years ago. They created kind of like a community edition of Strife. Strife was kind of like the second generation MOBA, the successor to. All right. Heroes of New Earth successor, right? Its successor. So that one was literally dead. I mean, there was this community edition which also closed the servers. It also closed the servers. So just so you have an idea, in the case of Strife, it was a MOBA. Just like I said, from the creators of Heroes of New Earth. It was the successor. The original servers went down. They were shut down. The official ones. Then the community created their own servers. The community servers were shut down as well. So it died twice. And while the Heroes of New Earth community is a bit bigger, it's not by a huge margin. So before that happens to Heroes of New Earth as well, that the community servers are closed because of how small and how niche the communities have become of those games. Damn, that thing is brutal. Pretty powerful. It has this aura, this pesky aura, which is draining my power. There we go. Nice. Before that happens to Heroes of New Earth as well, I said, well, to hell with it. I'm going to reverse engineer both of them if possible. I won the night. At the beginning, I thought it was impossible for a lot of days until I gathered the files. And pretty much even with the files, because you have to do kind of like specific things, nothing too troublesome. I mean, it's not like you have to, I don't know, compile the code yourself at all. No, that's not the case. But the worst part is actually kind of like putting the pieces together, if you know what I mean, because the community project of Heroes of New Earth and also Strife, they would only work online, and and basically the servers were dead for Strife. In the case of Heroes of New Earth, no, but I fear they will suffer the same fate. So before they suffer the same fate, I combined them with yet another project, which is basically hosting the server. I kind of like had to grab the client and the server from different sources. Because in the case of the community project of Heroes of New Earth, they had kind of like, they give you the client and they have the server. And well, that's what I say. If the server goes down, if the server is shut down, and in this case it's an extremely small community, extremely niche. So I was afraid that, and not only that, they also have some kind of like how to, they have those they have a record of not being extremely professional. Some of the members, they don't have a good record. I've decided to reverse engineer them. It's much safer in terms of preservation to do that. So I like your outfit. Travel to Tower Gateway. So basically, I decided to reverse engineer them before they died. So I had to. The biggest problem was getting the files from two different sources because, as I told you, the community project, the of Heroes of New Earth, only offers the client, and they host the server. And as I've said, I didn't want to rely on that, so damn, that aura is pretty powerful. So since I didn't want to rely on that, I had to grab the server files separately from the client and then combine them. And combining them, the process of combining them, had no documentation at all. I need to be careful with that aura. This thing is pretty powerful. No. I'll heal preemptively in this case. Damn. That thing hits like a truck. And it also... Maybe I can just throw... Ah, it's chasing me. Damn. It also drains my... Nope. It also drains your mana. Damn. If I hadn't done that, I would have been dead by now. Let's wait for the shield to recharge. So, yes, pretty much it was a pretty complicated process. That's why I couldn't stream on Thursday. Sorry, from the bottom of my heart, sorry. But it was a pretty important process because I managed to save 3 games. Fine Lord. Ah, right, I need to kill that thing. Where could it be? So, I managed to save Heroes of New Earth, Strife, and a 3rd game, which I managed to reverse engineer it and create also an offline version of it, because I fear it will die soon enough. The 3rd game... Careful. Yeah, I think I'm a bit under-leveled here. The 3rd game is Heroes of the Storm. I don't know if you know about that 3rd MOBA. But yes, basically I managed to reverse engineer it and save it because I fear that it will be shut down soon enough. Why? Because there were some leaked files from Nvidia. I think Nvidia leaked them. There was a leak last year, and Oh, careful. It's careful, careful, careful. Wait. There was a leak, and Heroes of the Storm 2 was in that leak. So I fear they will shut down the servers. So I somehow managed to reverse engineer it. An alpha version of it, but it's perfectly playable. So that way, even if they shut down the servers of Heroes of the Storm, of Heroes of New Earth, in the case of Heroes of New Earth, the community project, and well, in the case of Strife, it's already dead. I highly encourage you to download the game. You can still download it on Steam and then apply the reversed engineering process. Because as soon as Steam removes the game, the client will be no longer... you will no longer be able to apply the reverse engineering to the client. So yeah, Heroes of New Earth, Strife, and Heroes of the Storm, I highly suggest, in case you are interested in preserving those games forever, and you are into reverse engineering, I highly suggest you right click here. I highly suggest you alright. It's ready. I've already finished the mission. I don't know why that... It must be for the other mission. I highly suggest you look for the files now, because then it won't be possible. In the case of Heroes of New Earth, well, at least for now, the community is somehow active. But in the case of the other two... I highly suggest you create offline versions of them. I think I must be pretty much the only person on this planet thinking about this right now. Pretty much. Well, not the only person, because I've seen in the forums that some people were worried about that. But when I read the answers to those people in the forums of, I don't know, Blizzard or S2Games or any game that's about to die, any online game that's about to die, when I read the answers from other users, it's always the same. They kind of like ridicule the person who's asking for an offline version. They ridicule the person. And I cannot stress how ignorant as well as short-sighted that is. Because the person is actually looking to preserve the game, and it is something kind of like constant. It's always the same. The person is ridiculed generally with this answer. MOBA, multiplayer online battle arena. You skip the multiplayer part of it. Yeah, we all know about that. You short-sighted ignorant. Sorry, but anyone who thinks that... Sorry, but that person is short-sighted, narrow-minded, and ignorant. There's no other way to describe it. If a person is asking for an offline version of their game, of a game that they've dedicated 7-10 years of their life to, and they actually love the game, and then when the game is about to die, and the person is asking for an offline version of it, and all those people do, is ridicule the person. There's no other way to describe it. That person is absolutely ignorant of reality. The the one creating the post is doing so because he's desperate, because he wants to preserve something, and preserving something, it's always it's a noble action. The act of preserving life, history, real history, not trying to manipulate it. Preserving life, preserving history, in this case, or preserving a book. In case you didn't know, burning books, it's a crime in a lot of countries, and for a good reason. And for a good reason. Massively burning books is actually a crime. And it should be the same for games. Well, I don't know if I could go as far as a crime, but at least the company should have to pay a fine. It should have to pay a fine. It should pay a fine. If your game lasted less than 2, 3, 5 years, let's say 5 years, the company should pay a fine. In this case, I was talking about S2Games, where, well, in that case, Heroes of New Earth lasted a lot of time. But for example, Strife, I read a post of a user who said that they dedicated kind of like 700 hours to that game, and in a matter of 2 years, the game shut down. I'm sorry, but I think that should be not a crime, but the company should pay a fine. So, because of all of this, because I see and I read the suffering of a lot of people whose their favorite games end up being shut down, that's why I preserve all of the cases that I've been mentioning. That I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. In the case of today, we have Heroes of New Earth, Strife, and also Heroes of the Storm. In the case of Heroes of New Earth, if you want to play it online, the community is still active. Project Kogor was the name. You just Google Project Kogor, and you can still play it online. However, be careful because the community is extremely small and it has a record of not being extremely professional. So if they shut down the server, the game ends up being lost forever. That's why I did this that I've been commenting. I combined the server files with the client of the project and created an offline version of it. In the case of Strife, it's already dead. As soon as even the community edition was shut down. As soon as, and that's why I didn't stream on Thursday, I just found out about this, and it was absolutely urgent. as soon as Steam delists Strife, the client files, the game will be lost forever. Forever. The client, the servers are no more, so no server, and you won't have the client. So you won't even be able to emulate it offline. So I highly suggest to anyone who may be interested, I know that if you've been watching my streams, you know that I love preserving all of these games. But well, in this case, instead of MMORPG games, I found out that there were MOBAs that were about to die, and I had to preserve them for eternity. Because since the community of Heroes of New Earth is so small, and as I've said, it has a record of being not extremely professional, it's better to just preserve them offline in that case. So, in case you've been watching my streams, If you follow my streams, you know that I love preserving those, and I highly suggest that you get the client files of Strife. If you like MOBAs, just like I would suggest with World of Warcraft or Ion or pretty much Terra or any other MMORPG, I'll do the same for the MOBA genre today and suggest that you download the client files from Steam. It's pretty much the only source of Strife. If you like MOBAs, you'll like it. If you like League of Legends, Dota 2, you'll probably enjoy playing Strife offline. And I cannot stress enough how ignorant, selfish, narrow-minded, and stupid it is to think that MOBAs or MMORPG games should only be played online, kind of like absolutely. I know it's a huge part of the experience and that it's actually the correct, the proper way of playing it. But if the community is dead, you must understand that there's nothing you can do. And trust me, I've seen a lot of people, the suffering of a lot of people who have been ridiculed. They have been ridiculed. I can show you thousands upon thousands of posts over at Blizzard forums, S2Games forums, Reddit, people being ridiculed for asking for an offline version of their MOBA or their MMORPG, of their favorite MOBA or their favorite MMORPG. So, since after reading all of that, after reading the suffering of all of these people, I managed to do that. So, in case any of those people who usually write on the forums for an offline version and ask for an offline version of these games, know that it's totally possible. You have to combine files from different community projects, but it's still possible as of today. And well, I highly suggest you. Well, first you have to discover my stream. See, that's the problem. If my stream was more popular, it's sad because more people would be able to save their favorite games. But well, at least for those of you who watch my streams, uh, you'll be able to save your favorite online game after it dies. Well, at least some of them. Some of them, not all of them, of course. If there's one thing I'll never be able to... Let's grab the mission. Or not. What? Okay. Okay. Let me grab the mission before killing me, please.
Hello.
Often sent you. Blah blah blah. It's coming.
Goodbye.
You store it against the demon. What? I will die. Ah, right. What on earth? Ah, they are automated turrets. Alright. Okay. What on earth? Beast of Abbadon. Alright, we have to save them. We have to kill the beast. Can I deal damage to this thing? Why is it that I have to try? Oh my. Oh, I wish I could do kind of like an automated... No. No. I wish I could do kind of like an automated napalm strike like that. No, I'm invisible. Don't cheat. The Felbors killed the other guys. Everyone's dead. Except for that guy. Well, he, he needs to be alive in order to... Alright, I'm out of range. Okay. So when that thing comes close... Am I dealing damage? Oh, wait. Oh, I'm muted. No. So, he can spawn an army of Felbors. Okay. I get it, I get it. First I need to take out the Felbors. Burn. Let me run. Alright, this is pretty much the end of the map. I have to kill that beast of Abbadon. Okay. So we find some MMORPG mechanics here, because we have to actually interact with the environment to beat this boss. Alright, our damage is on point. Our damage is good, it's just that... Where is it? Okay. This way, please. I cannot even see its health bar. Like this? There we go. Right. Alright, but then it spawns the Felbors. Just so I cannot kill it. Okay. I muted them. I hate it when they mute me. I hate it. Yeah, how am I supposed to kill them while at the same time dealing damage to this thing? I wonder if it can deal that. If it can actually deal damage. I'll preemptively... Okay. I'll preemptively heal myself. What's this? Maybe that guy is meant to follow me. Or that girl. I don't know. Do we have another one? Alright, so the turret that actually attracts them. Attracts that thing. I don't think it can deal damage to me while it's... Alright. Napalm strike. Visibility, just a bit more. Wow, this is getting ridiculous. What? It transported over there. What's... Oh my god. This way, please. My god, I'm going to run out. I'm about to run out of... Ah, it's almost dead. Great. The turret, the turret, the turret. Damn. There we go. Come on, it should be dead. What? It has a shield or something like that. No, no, no. Almost first try. So I think I'm not meant to attack that thing on my own. The turrets do the turrets deal the damage. That's blah 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 blah. Critical multiplayer against beasts. There we go.
You're safe here. Have
Blah
fun.
blah 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 blah. Cold feet. Blah blah. More side quests. Let's turn in on of the quests.
I'm ready.
I have no more room. No, I have to. Let me turn in the other quests. No, but I have no more room. Wait.
Can I help you?
So as I was telling you regarding the dead online games that I reverse engineer. When a person asks for an offline version of them, the person gets ridiculed. They treat the person as if he was a stupid asking for an offline version of the game. And well, I read all of the suffering that they endure over at the different forums, and well, I managed to reverse engineer at least 3 of them. At least 3 games will live forever. Now, well, it's so sad because I've seen countless posts when the game is about to die. In this case, Heroes of New Earth, Strife, and even Heroes of the Storm. It's absolutely sad because the person asking for an offline version of those MOBAs or MMORPG games, the person is ridiculed over at the forums when asking for an offline version of it. So just so you have the context, that's why I couldn't stream on. Why I didn't stream on Thursday, because I was preserving those 3. Well, shield overload. Right now, I'll just turn in the quest. No, I should go there right away before they respawn. Before Lower Thames respawns. Or did they respawn here? No, they didn't respawn. Okay, good. Was it here? No, it was. Use turrets against the demon. No, but it was. Yeah, Tower Gateway. Yeah, quickly before they respawn. Some of them have a respawn, but well. Here. Damn, how am I supposed to kill that thing? I think I'm not meant to deal direct damage to it. I'm meant to use the turrets so we can see some MMORPG gameplay mechanics. I think the turrets are meant to kill the boss while you dispatch the mobs. So we'll skip this, we've already killed everyone here. Blah 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 blah, let's go straight for the boss. So we can go back. Yeah, pretty much I have to use the turrets to deal direct damage to the boss while I kind of like contain the mobs. So, right here. Tower of London. Let's see. Okay. I wonder if it regenerated its health. Let's see. My god. I cannot see the health bar until I deal some damage to it. This way. This way. No! Here, we do this, and it should come over here. No, it went the other way. Here. Let's keep our distance a bit. Damn. It destroyed my shield. There we go. No, I need two. I need two. Oh yeah, there are two. Why isn't it working? No. Alright, let's try again. Come on. Shrink. Shrink. Why isn't it shrinking? There we go. Careful, it's going to spawn Felvors. Quickly. Invisibility. And there we go. Dead. I just need to survive. Yeah, we were about to win. Almost first try, let's say. Well, that's a lot of loot. Yep, you are not meant to deal direct damage to it. Okay. That's it. So we saw some MMORPG mechanics here. Pretty interesting, but not perfectly executed if you ask me. I mean, taking out direct damage mechanics from the player, it's a bit extreme.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
You've got one more mission for me.
Bye.
There we go.
What they've done.
Ah. So yeah, pretty much that's why I didn't stream on Thursday. I managed to preserve 3 of them. I wish I could show you guys, but the problem is that I think I would have copyright issues because of the reverse engineering. I mean, not in the case of Heroes of New Earth, because, I mean, the game is dead. It's abandonware at this point.
Can I help you?
The company no longer exists, but I think Garena has kind of like the rights of some things, so I don't want to risk a ban because of reverse engineering. Okay, so speed bonus, nothing of interest. No, no, no. No, this one is useful. So, large health injector, blah, blah, blah. These are medium then. Yes. Remember in this game it's dangerous to have medium health injectors with you because you think you're covered and you'll actually use them and then you won't be healed. Necros? Oh damn, I'm so stupid. This one, 42. Blah 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 blah. Alright. Yeah, okay. I think we've got all of the side quests here. Any other side quest? I don't see any other side quest in sight. Monument tunnels, Tower Gateway, travel to Tower of London. That's right where we came from. So let's finish those quests before the ads, before the mobs respawn again. I mean, they've already respawned, but not all of them. So let's do that again. So yeah, basically that's why I couldn't stream on Thursday. I managed to preserve those 3 games. I highly encourage, in case, I mean, as I told you some minutes ago, if my stream was at least a bit more popular, some people would at least know how to preserve those games. But well, sadly, at least, sadly, not a lot of people will actually uh, preserve the clients and the server files of those games. So yeah. What am I meant to do this? Find Lord Neil Melm? What? Another boss. What's this? Mm, Sadly, not a lot of people will preserve those games, but well. At least those of you who watch my channel will at least know that you can preserve those 3 games. Hey, I heard something. What the? Oh! It's a Carnagor. Careful. It's a legendary Carnagor. Use the demonic talisman. What? Alright, let's use the demonic talisman then. I'm using it. To hell with it, let's just kill it. Use the demonic talisman? No, it's already complete. It's been completed. Good. Clean kill. Good. And related to that, related to the few people who watch my streams, thanks to whoever, because I couldn't see your name, because your subscription must be anonymous. Thanks to the person who subscribed to the YouTube channel from the bottom of my heart. I know a lot of you watch my streams as YouTube bots or Twitch bots. Well, in this case, Twitch kind of like reduced the storage time to 1 week. So thanks to all of you who watch my streams as YouTube bots. I kind of like a podcast. Sayona, how's it been? I saw you were extremely busy announcing all of the events. While I was reverse engineering some games, I saw your announcements over at Discord that you created a Halloween event. The Tower of London. You are about 75% done with the storyline. Yes, 75%. That means there's one more act. It must mean there's one more act. Then I wonder if I can access the Tokyo maps on this version, because technically this is the Steam version, so I should be able to access the Tokyo maps. So I want to see what they have in store. Yeah, you are halfway through Act 4. Okay, because I went to a different. I arrived at a different the temple station. It looks beautiful with the stained glasses and all. This one. I was here last time in the previous stream, doing side quests here. But then the crazy leader apparently tried a suicide mission, and now we're kind of like working incognito. Well, not incognito because they know about it. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite hangout spots. Yeah, I can see why it's absolutely beautiful. I must imagine the garden on the opposite end, to be precise. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I visited the garden. I visited the garden. This one. I must imagine that with a lot of players around, there are actually two here. It's beautiful what they did here. I mean the details of the stained glasses there at the end here. All right. No, yeah, I had to jump from here. It's beautiful what they did here. I was precisely commenting that I was saving some reverse engineered MOBAs. That's why I didn't stream on Thursday. But I while I was saving them, I was looking at my phone and I saw Sayona announced over at the events channel that that you were kind of like organizing a Halloween event. Is beautiful what they did here. It a lot of work, that's for sure. I mentioned this last time. I was amazed. It actually looks. You know what? It looks like another game that I reviewed uh, relatively recently, last year, which is Evencast Rise of the Mage. That Evencast Academy looks pretty similar to that one. So yeah, it's actually beautiful. Yeah, I saw all of the events that you were um, promoting while I was reverse engineering some games. It's amazing. It's amazing. I can only imagine all of the things. All of these must be full of players and alive. I bet. Oh well. 75%. So, mm, travel to Monument Tunnel, skip Rip Cage. So the game had a storyline in the end. It did have a storyline, kind of like with the coup. Well, it's not a coup. The guy's crazy, but well, it had some excellent dialogues. But no, still my regarding the storyline, I think my favorite part is the the Tech Smith 314 storyline with the crazy madman. Um,
Yes, son?
kind of like experimenting with his brain. That part is absolutely top notch. The dialogues, absolutely amazing.
Always
Absolutely
questions.
amazing that part. But yeah, the temple station looks amazing. But well, Sayona, just in case you like MOBAs, or even if you played Heroes of New Earth or Strife, they can be reverse engineered. I managed to reverse engineer those before they completely die. The thing is that once the Steam client is removed, Strife will die forever, and in the case
Bye.
of Heroes of New Earth, it will also die forever
Good. I'd hoped you'd come for a talk.
once you once you cannot get access to the client and the server files. So just in case you were interested, since my channel is extremely small, to those of you who are followers of the channel or that actually watch my streams, because I know that some people watch my streams as YouTube bots. For all of you, you included Sayona, if you like MOBA games, or even if you have if you played those. Sorry, what did you say? I had to step away from the PC. No, don't worry. That in case you were interested, in case you played some MOBA games, I reverse engineered them um, during the weekend. That's why I didn't stream on Thursday. So, in case you played Heroes of New Earth, in case you played Strife, any of those two MOBAs, and since I know you like preservation of games as much as I do, um, they are pretty much. There are ways of reverse engineering them. That's what I did on the weekend. Um, but mm, if the client files are deleted from Steam, they will die forever. Kind of like Strife will die forever. It's a MOBA from S2 Games. S2 Games closed. I found out about. Never really got into MOBAs, but none of them, not even Dota 2 or well, the other popular is League of Legends, which I certainly don't like. But well, just in case you or any other person you know that, since my channel is extremely small and not a lot of people watch it, but those who watch it, I wanted to kind of like alert them that you can still reverse engineer them. Some of them that the servers are dead, but you can still reverse engineer them for now. Don't know for how much time. So, in case you or anyone who knows who really likes preservation of games wants to reverse engineer them, they should hurry. Because once the client and the server are deleted, they'll be lost forever. Heroes of New Earth and Strife. In the case of Heroes of New Earth, there's a small community, but I wouldn't trust it a lot because it's not extremely professional. So, in case you know someone who loved those games and wants to preserve them, they should hurry. They should really hurry because once the files are deleted from Steam, they will be lost forever. Strife, and in the case of Heroes of New Earth, uh, as soon as the community project doesn't work or something happens to the server, it will die. So, uh, well, in your case, you never liked MOBAs, but or never really got into them. But in the case, someone who watches my streams as YouTube bots, or someone who really loved those games and thinks that they are dead, well, they should reverse engineer them immediately. I would say right now, because as soon as Steam removes the files, they'll be dead forever. That's the thing. So, Trinity Square, Aldgate, Monumentals, Ribcage, blah 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 blah. That's why I didn't stream on Thursday. I found out that the company died, that S2 Games died, and where is it here? And that, well, pretty much, if you don't reverse engineer the games now and the client files disappear, lost forever. That's the thing. So well, says Iona, if my channel was a bit more popular, I could at least alert more people about that, and they wouldn't have to grieve over their dead online games. In this case, MOBAs. But well. The thing is that I do this because really I've been commenting this. The I read a lot of the posts on the forums for a lot of these games, and there's usually uh, one person right at the end of the life cycle of that MMORPG or that MOBA that will actually, when they can perceive it. They can perceive it when the game is about to die way before even the same developer. And there's always a post. There's always a post which says, but can't you release an offline version of this game? In this case, Heroes of New Earth. and Strife, but it could be any MOBA or any MMORPG. There's always a post of a person saying, "But won't you release an offline version of this game? I mean, it's already the online version is already dead." And that person is always ridiculed. I mean, 100% of the time, that person is ridiculed by other users. It's kind of like with a 100% chance. And they say, no, but this is an MMORPG. It cannot be played without the official servers. And well, I read those forums. I feel really bad for all of those people because, as I was commenting, maybe they dedicated 7, 10 years of their life to an MMORPG or a MOBA. Scored a very neat thing yesterday. Really. Over at 2038, over at London 2038, I assume. The Templar statue from Weta. I know, you mean in real life, probably. Or is it in game? Templar statue from Weta. What could that be? Maybe. Yeah. In real life. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ah, you got your hands on a pretty collectible item, Sayona. It's another one. You really love this game. Another collectible. Besides, they must be pretty rare because this game is from 2007, so they must be pretty difficult to find, just because of the sheer, because of how old those items may be. Yeah, they are. Total of 1,000 made. I imagine. Because not only that, because as time passes, as time goes on, those things usually are worth even more because they become even more and more scarce to find. Yeah. They usually cost between 150 and 200, I assume, US dollars. Yeah. That's a lot for a collectible, that's for sure. But if it's from 2007, I would say they should be worth more. Lacked out and found it for a bit less. Okay, yeah. Damn, yeah, but besides when the game doesn't sell well, $20. No, $20 from 150 to from the 150 to 100 range to $20. Damn, that's a steal. A bargain. Probably. Don't tell me it was a garage sale or something like that the person said, "Please take this junk from my hands." I was laughing the whole way, still am. I can see. You are not only busy announcing all of the events of the server, but you're also busy getting all of the collectibles. You're a natural preserver of those of games, just like me. That's for sure. If you went through the trouble, eBay auction. Yeah, well, but still, you had to probably Google for some time to find it. That's not an item that you would find kind of like immediately. That's some Diablo Immortal bullshit right there. 100% value. Yeah. Diablo Immortal value. Damn, I remember you made me remember the Blizzard conference. Don't you guys have phones? Don't you guys have phones? Yeah, we all have phones. Yeah, you all have phones. When I was I remember it because at the next day at the next day of that conference I had to sit for an exam. Don't you guys have a brain? Yes, exactly. Don't you guys have phones? And then there was a bald guy, the hero of the conference, who then who asked him that because they were actually not answering those questions. Then the hero of the conference with that, it was a red shirt. He told them, but will this be available on PC or something? It was something like that. There were two guys, one with a pink shirt and then another one with a red shirt. And I remember that after the guy with the pink shirt told him that, will this be available on PC or something? And he said, no, it will only be available on phones. Then the guy with the red shirt told them it was is this an April Fool's joke? Is this an April Fool's joke after don't you guys have phones? I remember that very vividly because I had to sit for an exam about it was about constitutional law at the next day or something like that. I remember, and I remember I couldn't concentrate because I said, well, let's look at the conference to see the new because there were rumors that they were about to announce Diablo 4. And I remember watching it and I couldn't concentrate for a lot of time. Fortunately, I had already studied everything I needed. I was just looking at the final topics. But then I regretted looking at that because then I remember the phrase, "Don't you guys have phones?" And then everyone hated them forever. Do you guys have a brain? Yeah, it's what I was talking about. Um, some people really hate preservation of games. Like I saw a lot of these posts in the case while I was researching for ways of reverse engineering these MOBAs I've been commenting, and they would be ridiculed, kind of like, why do you want that? Something like this, but something like that, but it's 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 absolutely disgusting when they hate preservation of games. Honestly disgusting. Honestly disgusting. But yeah, um, regarding that thing that you got, that collectible, what was it? I mean, a Templar statue, the Templar statue from Weta. Regarding that, it must have taken you a lot of time to find that auction because uh, when the game is not popular, the merchandising also becomes unpopular, and and it's difficult to find. I remember that, for example, um, the Darth Mogus statue from Star Wars: The Old Republic. I remember it was pretty scarce and only sold over at the US. So it was pretty scarce. The same for the Star Wars: The Old Republic mouse and keyboard. They were pretty scarce. When the game is not extremely popular, the merchandising also becomes difficult to find. Because I know you said it's an auction, it's online. You don't have to kind of like get out of your house and search in garage sales or something like that. But um, still, you have to look for the auction. And sometimes it takes, I don't know how much it took you, but sometimes it takes days or even months to find the specific item. I mean, I don't know how much it took you to find the auction, but I'm sure you didn't find the item in a matter of minutes. That's for sure, because that that can only happen if the game is extremely popular. I mean, when the game is not that popular, you have to search for those things. That's for sure. Monument Court. Do I have to go this way? No, we're done here. The worst part of this is that took a bit of digging. Yeah, that's why. That's why. If the game isn't popular, it won't be like this in a matter of hours. Instead, if I, for example, look for, I don't know, if I look for a replica of Frostmourne, well, there are a thousand probably. If you look for a replica of Frostmourne, it appears immediately. Well, see, it took you a bit of digging at least. So that's why. That's why I was telling about those games, and in general, preservation of games. I mean, I was using a pretty extreme example. Burning books massively is a crime in a lot of cases and in a lot of countries. So it should also be the same with online games that die forever. That's for sure. Because not everyone has that passion, Sayona, of actually looking for those things. Because to just to think about the time it takes to find the the merchandising or the item you're looking for, just the thought of that, well, it requires a lot of passion. Or in my case, spending 4 days reverse engineering those games for the sake of preservation. It's pretty much the same. Sadly, we are extremely scarce, Sayona. We are kind of like a species in danger of extinction. Sadly, not a lot of people feel the passion to either look for that merchandising or do the reverse engineering process that I did. It's it's something that has always worried me, more or less from the seventh generation onwards, because I see that there isn't a true. I mean, there are exceptions, but the average, for the average user, as I was telling some seconds ago, the that the persons over at the forums would be ridiculed for trying to preserve the games, the online games that they saw that they were about to die, that they perceived that they were about to die. They would be ridiculed. I see that there's a total lack of passion, kind of like for the average player base, let's say. Not a lot of people will take the time to do what you did to get that merchandising, or in my case, reverse engineering those things. And that worries me. That certainly worries me. But well, there's always kind of like a part of the community which, damn, which actually values games like this one, games like Hellgate London or the MOBAs I mentioned, and they always find a way to, or almost always find a way to ensure they live on. Let's try a grenade. Is this thing even taking damage? Yes, but not a lot. Not a lot. There we go. I couldn't help but notice that this map is kind of like a 3D recreation of Tristram, if you ask me. I don't know if I'm right, but so far I think I've seen some maps like this one, and this is pretty much a 3D recreation of Tristram Cathedral, if I had to guess. I mean, it's exactly the same. Just for this game deserves to be preserved. It's kind of like a perfect 3D reproduction of Tristram Cathedral from Diablo 1. I mean, even the placements of the coffins are just like in Diablo 1. I wonder how many people will actually must have actually thought about that. But yeah, for me it's extremely clear. This is a homage to this is paying homage to Diablo 1. The placement of the coffins, the style of the architecture, even the colors, the color palette is is like Tristram Cathedral. Just for this, the game should be preserved. But like this example, I've seen a lot of games that should be. One thing's for sure. The day Star Wars The Old Republic goes offline, I will be the first person that will try to reverse engineer the servers. Sadly, that one is in the hands of Disney. It will be difficult to get access to the client. They usually don't release it. In this case, you have kind of like the advantage of having the files. Oh well. Some seconds ago, I fought a boss that even had MMORPG mechanics, which I found pretty interesting because they managed to implement MMORPG mechanics in a game which basically uses FPS mechanics most of the time. And I know that nowadays we take that for granted with Borderlands and Destiny. But in the case of this game, it managed to do it way before it. I mean, implement MMORPG mechanics in a game that actually uses FPS combat mechanics. It's pretty interesting. Before Borderlands, I mean, the boss I fought at the beginning of the stream, it was the Beast of Abbadon, and you actually had to deal indirect damage through the usage of turrets while you killed the mobs, the Felbors. And it was pretty clever. It was pretty clever to how they implemented it. Sorry, I'm about to get killed. Wait a second. It's pretty clever how they implemented it because it makes the yes, good old beast, but yeah. It was pretty interesting because you wouldn't deal direct damage, and I think that I cannot think of an MMO case in which you actually don't deal any direct damage. Yes, of course, in a lot of MMORPG games, in a lot of raid bosses, especially, the mechanics implemented sometimes include um, interacting with some objects to kind of like remove invulnerabilities or things like that from bosses or buffs, or I don't know, when they become enraged. But in the case of the Beast of Abbadon that I just fought, the damage was 100% done by the turret. I mean, you are not meant to deal direct damage at all, and that's a pretty interesting mechanic because not only it forces you to have a good positioning, but also good pathfinding there. I was testing if they could reach me here. Good pathfinding. Huh, and now I cannot deal damage to it. And it was pretty interesting because 100%. Wait. There we go. Pretty good pathfinding of that creature. Damn. Why is this lagging? Damn, this is lagging hard. The game engine cannot take it. I mean, my GPU should be able to take care of this. This has to be the game engine. Way too many mobs on the screen. Yeah, this is the engine. That's like what this happened to me with recently with another relatively old game with Warhammer Mark of Chaos Battle March. The game engine would become crazy when a lot of mobs appeared on the screen. I need to take care of those. They're spawning a lot of those larvas, and they are pretty dangerous. There we go. I managed to survive barely, but I did it. Here, I can use this. There we go. So yeah, that Beast of Abbadon fight had some pretty good mechanics, because it forces the player to think not only to have good positioning, but also to think, because you also have to take care of the fell boars that it's constantly spawning. Pretty well done. You can't just simply deal a lot of damage to it and call it a day. No. That's good, that's good. Another game which actually implements a lot of MMORPG mechanics without being an MMORPG. I remember it, and it's even weirder. It's even worse because it's an RTS game. Is one I reviewed last year. Heroes of Annihilated Empires. That one, it's basically... That one's basically an isometric action RPG game which is meant to be an RTS. Basically, it's like Diablo while playing an RTS game. and it has a lot of MMORPG mechanics. For example, bosses targeting the ground and forcing you to reposition your hero unit, which is pretty much the only unit you use. So yeah, I can see the influence the MMORPG genre, and especially, of course, World of Warcraft had on a lot of early 2000s games, on a lot of them. Uh, in the case of Hellgate London, it's yet another example. I can see MMORPG mechanics all over the place. But well, in this case, this one was meant to be an RPG, but an MMORPG. But it even those mechanics even transcended to non-MMORPG games, to kind of like normal RPGs, RTS, isometric action RPG games like Diablo, 3 years after World of Warcraft was released. It's something that has always fascinated me, how the mechanics endured the test of time, regardless of the genre. Regardless of the genre. Uh, I told you examples from 3 different genres: RTS, isometric action RPG, offline open world RPG games. They all took mechanics from the MMORPGs from the early 2000s. It's amazing. Even even FPS games, and even console games inherited those MMORPG mechanics. It has always fascinated me because it's a topic um, that no one talks about most of the time. How the influence of MMORPG games and PC gaming in general ended up influencing different genres. I mean, I'm going to run out of health injectors at this rate. I mean, even Far Cry, even something like Far Cry 3 had a skill tree, and I think that's exclusively because of the influence MMOs from the early 2000s had on games in general. Because I think the second Far Cry doesn't have a skill tree. I played that game, and I remember that it doesn't have a skill tree. But Far Cry 3 does have a skill tree. So it was kind of like a late influence, because both of them were released after World of Warcraft, but the influence only kind of like came into effect years later. Well, it's pretty interesting, because we wouldn't have so many skill trees nowadays in action adventure games in general. Oh damn, two legendary. Two legendary foes. Both at the same time. Oh, I thought that one was dead. Oh, I'm muted. I need to be careful. Oop. Damn, the game engine certainly doesn't handle well a lot of enemies. So weird. I don't know if it's because of the snow or what, but there we go now. 60 FPS. No, it's because of all of those flashy effects, probably. I think I'm using medium health injector. No, large. Okay, good. We're good to go. Look at that. Yes, it's when a lot of enemies spawn, yeah. It's just like in RTS games when you have a lot of units on the screen. It inevitably drops some frames, regardless of the GPU. It's because of a game engine problem. Oh. Oh. That's a lot of those larvas. That's yet another incredible gameplay mechanic, because it's a way of forcing the player to be on his toes. I mean, regardless of how good your gear may be, those larvas can kill you. And they are pretty small. Well, yeah, definitely. This is late game. The worst part of this is that I think I'll finish the game with my current sniper, with my current automatic rifle. At this rate, because... Damn, I muted. Because pretty much I don't think I'll ever loot one with so many mod slots as the one I have, at least not in this run. Damn. That's the worst part. That I cannot change this sniper rifle, this automatic rifle. I think this will be the only automatic rifle I'll ever loot in this run that has 8 mod slots. Pretty much I cannot change it at all. So I think I'll finish the game using this rifle. Pretty much, even if it's only a 1-star rifle. Oh boy. Oh damn it. What the? No, I didn't mean to do this. There's one more. Spawning those things or what? I know. They're using rocket launchers now. There we go. One more here. And one more. There we go. Damn. I think I even forgot what the mission is... Whoa, cranky! Alright, that one we've already finished it. Tower gateway, old gate, old gate, what the... Alright, here, okay. Tower gateway. I know. Here, lower Thamas. Alright, it's where we were before. Alright, we finish this one, and then we go back to Tower Gateway. Okay. Okay. Alright. I'm running out of health injectors. This is not good. I don't know if I have kind of like some natural health regeneration from the gear, but I should be careful. I need to take out those infesteds faster. We should be at the end of the map though. Ah yeah, there it is. There it is. Let's get out of here, because I'm sure we'll... Okay, we'll meet some more resistance here. Oh! Hey, we have a store here?
Ever is the hunter wary, eh? Well,
So convenient.
just here, friend. Nothing but deals lurking round these.
They finally realized that they had to include... Forget what I just said. I can just sell things. I cannot buy health injectors. Or identifiers. Or analyzers. Sorry. Okay. Those are medium, right? Yeah, those are medium. Better than nothing, but dangerous nonetheless, because they don't heal enough. Our systems were never designed for this. Opening hundreds of portals at once is almost impossible. Almost. Working on the Cabal, we have found a way to exceed the limitations of the portal nexus far exceed. The local savants and voices have drawn up essence conversion scrolls. It's the old matter to energy trick. Only this time we're talking about transforming supercharged demon matter into life-saving energy. A battery of the damned, if you will. Talk to Ali there. Alright, at least I'll have the me. Hey, wait a minute, don't forget the blueprint. These blueprints for power sources we'll need. Okay. Alright, more quest items. Well, at least the mission got updated. Updated. Talk to Alec. Ah, it's this guy.
Of course, I'd be happy to help.
Hellgate will meet my intention contains a particular gland I can use to extract energy. Kill the beasts where they stand, hunter. Rip the glands from their carcasses. I have these scrolls you'll require to convert the matter into self-contained energy modules. Once properly converted, the modules can be turned into a usable power supply, assuming you retain blueprints drawn by the smiths. Good hunting.
An honor.
Okay.
Truly an
Create 3 power sources now. That's it. That was easy. Ah, they can drop from any monster, pretty much. Create 3 power sources. Red gland, I know, but they're of different colors. Wait. Red, green, and blue. Okay, I see where this is going. Blue, green, and red here. And then the blueprints and... energetic red gland. Yeah. Blue. What the? I wonder how am I supposed to... What's this? Create 3 power sources. Interesting. How to... It's one of those missions. Maybe I just have to turn them to turn in those to give them to the vendor. Maybe I just need to give them to the vendor. Or this guy. No.
Ever is the hunter wary, eh? Well, don't you be skittish here, friend. Nothing but deals
Blue
lurking
gland
round
battery
these corners.
scroll. It has to do with this. Okay. Blue, red. We'll try red because we have a lot of them.
An honor. Truly an honor.
Okay. So... Hey, there's a tick. There. Blue Cabalist battery. Okay. Please take your item. Alright, and then with that I can create the fingerprints, I assume. Okay. Well, so then we need more of these things. There we go. Then we need the glands from the monsters, and then we create the blueprints, I assume. Create 3 power sources. The blueprints. Alright, I need 2 more. Okay. I have, and we create the power supply. I assume it works like that. Okay. Yeah. Tower gateway, power sources. Yeah, just create the power sources. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of like a 100% drop chance, so I'm sure we need a lot of these. Okay, let's see. Let me combine those things. I cannot shift right click to grab them. I have to actually do this. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, they're kind of like for every. We have kind of like blue, green, and red, so they are specifically for each one of them. And we see 3 ticks over there. Okay. Blah 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 blah. So now we use this once, I assume. Okay. No room. As always. Yeah, that's why you can still sell your stuff. That's why you have a vendor in this mission. I mean, without it, you can pretty much get stuck.
Excellent. And how may I be of service?
I have no more analyzers. I just sell them unidentified.
You're simply a lovely person, aren't you?
And one more. think I sold the battery.
Come on, man. Let's make you a brilliant deal.
Buy back? Uh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't sell it.
An honor. True. Come on, man. Let's make you
Uh,
a brilliant deal.
what's the one? I have 3, but they're of different colors. Okay. Blue? I think it's blue.
It would please me greatly to be of further service.
So I use this. I create one more. Is it blue? Green.
Ever is the hunter wary, eh? Well, don't you be skittish here, friend. Nothing but deals. Come back whenever you...
Green, green, green. Okay. Create that. Return to TechSmith. There we go.
Yes.
That should do it. Let's power this baby up. Keep your fingers crossed.
Goodbye.
Return to Lord Orphan. Okay, we can go back. 6. That was weird. A weird quest. Because I think it's the main quest. Pretty weird, but well. And in the process, we also finished that other side quest there. So good. That's what I love about this game. You can grab all of these side quests, and they will be at the very same spot than your main quest. They will be at the pretty much the very same spot. Critical damage banner. Why would I grab this instead of this? Ah, because of the shape of the mod. Yeah, but I actually need this shape. Where do I sell all of those useless quest items? Here? You cannot sell this item. Damn. Well, there's a way to break your inventory. Produce a lot of those, and your inventory will actually break. Okay.
Can I help you?
Before I forget. Large. Medium, there we go. And the mods to the stash. Okay. Alright. I think I've finished all of the side quests from this guy, from Connor. Okay. So far, 100% completion all the way up to this point. What else do I need? This quest and that quest. Return to Lord Orphan. But why?
Victory is life. Hail the victorious dead.
Alright, I've already accepted that mission. Ah, right. Here. I had one more quest without... I wasn't tracking it. Orphan.
I would count you a brother.
Alright, this is pretty much the main quest. Yep. We might pull this off yet. Already we're saving 100 more Templar. Yeah, the storyline for this part is kind of like crazy. But it's just not enough. The battle still rages for those stranded souls our portals can reach, even if I have to go there myself and wheel them out. Wait a minute. Just a blasted minute. Yes, it might actually work. Give me a moment, I have an idea. Alright.
In this game, you and I.
Before we proceed with the main story, let's do those 2 quests. Travel to Monument Crawlway and kill Unseen Terror, Tower Gateway. Tower Gateway, where that may be. Where may that be? Tower Gateway there. Damn, I cannot see the Monument Crawlway must be there. It must be this yellow square right there because it's pretty much the only spot I've been unable to. I cannot see. Lower Thames, Tower Gateway, and then Crawlway. Okay. Kill 3 French protrusions. Okay, so we have to skip Lower Thames, go straight for Tower Gateway here. And then I wonder if I have to, if Crawlway, yeah, it has to be Monument Crawlway. Here, 3 French protrusions. What's that? Is this thing? French protrusion. Okay. Okay, they are not. Okay. They are not enemies. I was beginning to think they were enemies. No, they are just. I just have to interact with them. There's the 3rd one. Okay. And I assume I have to proceed to the next dungeon, and if I do that, I can finish the other quest. And then, well, at least you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm going for a true 100% completion. Pretty much I've explored every inch of the terrain. Tower of London. No, this is where I killed the beast. Then where is where is that dungeon? Where's that dungeon? Monument Crawlway. Where's that? I was there. Here. Monument Tunnels, Monument Crawlway. My bad. No, this is where I killed that massive animal. That massive beast. No. Monument Tunnels. Monument Tunnels. Right there. Let's turn in this one. Oh, he's got more missions. Well, we'll proceed with the main story, then I will go for the side quests. So, no, the other one. The other one. Here. At least, if there's one thing I will highlight as extremely positive once I get to the final analysis here, Monument Tunnels. Here, we need to kill one specific creature. If there's one positive thing, is that if you are looking for replayability, ladies and gentlemen, this game pretty much is as good as it gets. I mean, only something like Diablo with Beelzebub mod or Diablo 2 with Median XL has more replayability than this. Or I don't know, something massive like, I don't know, The Witcher or The Witcher 3 or I don't know. Games which actually have a lot of replayability. But in terms of early 2000s games, it doesn't get any more replayable than this. I mean, even if you finish the main story and everything, the monsters just continue respawning endlessly, so technically you can still keep killing without any kind of purpose, and that's pretty much the definition of replayability. If there's one positive thing, is that the monsters continue spawning and respawning endlessly. Even if you finish the missions. So that's incredible. Take into account that this is just an offline vanilla version, and you'll see that the game is extremely replayable. Besides, with so many classes, you will also have gameplay variety, pretty much everything you need. The only thing is that they should it's the same. It has the same problem than Torchlight 1 regarding the skill tree, that you will probably never get to a full skill tree rotation with this vanilla version. Here you can see how many talents I'm lacking, and since you cannot respec on this version, that's pretty much a critical flaw. That's a critical flaw, I would say. You have to plan your build ahead. Monument Crawlway? There we go. Because on this version at least, you cannot respec. That's something they should have taken into account. I mean, it's the same as Torchlight 1. This happened to me in Torchlight 1. There it is. This happened to me in Torchlight 1. You cannot respec. Pretty much. You have to actually... But I had to actually get into the console and create the respec item manually. That's something, and ironically, one of the developers of Torchlight worked on this game, so ironically, it's the pretty same mistake. They should always include in offline versions a respec guy, because otherwise it's a problem, because they destroy their replayability. All right, let's grab the analyzers. And we can sell this. We can sell. 553. Oh, wait. 4% chance to release charge bolts, plus 15 shields, so it's actually much more than 53. We are actually at 38 without any kind of armor, so good. That will help me survive. Okay. Jackpot. Jackpot. We have an automatic rifle that will actually save us. Jackpot. The story of the crazy automatic rifle actually comes to an end. It has 2 less mods than the one I'm actually using. However, the base damage is much higher. And look at that, this time I do have the credits. So it took me a while, but I found the automatic rifle I was actually looking for, which is basically the same as the one I'm using, but with a 2-star quality. So first, let's change the shoulder pads. I don't have enough. I think I don't have enough money to enchant it yet, but soon that thing will save me. Trust me. Soon it will save me because I was pretty much at the limit. Consider it's not enchanted yet, so we can even increase the base damage even further. Good.
We'll meet death together, brother.
Good, good. I was beginning to fear that I wouldn't be able to find that automatic rifle ever again. The DLC, blah, blah. Why am I not why am I not tracking those missions? All right, and then the main quest. Let's see. I have it. I know how we can save the last Templar, the suicide guys who followed the maniac. We'll wheel them down. Literally. It's a long shot and it's dangerous as all hell. So I won't order you, Eraser, but I will ask, are you with us? Here's the situation. Rourke's hunters have volunteered to run rescue ops. He's mobilizing every cell in the wet work hole. All of them. They're going to jog up to the gate and physically grab as many Templars as they can, dragging them to Cannon Street Rail if they have to. We have a train waiting there. It hasn't been used since it was ambushed years ago, but if we can overhaul it in time, we'll be able to load the injured Templar and transport them back to a more secure area of Templar base for treatment. Like I said, it's a long shot, it's dangerous, and you're just the person to pull it off. Rush to Cannon Street Rail and help fix them. Yeah, since I don't know, here's the thing. Since I don't know when the game's actually going to end, and I'm going for a 100% completion, and the game doesn't allow me manually saving. We have one more mission. What's this? East Chip. Oh, this guy.
Okay,
I should. Blah 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 blah. That is head. Okay. Since I cannot manually save in this game, and I'm going for a 100% completion, and I don't know exactly when it will end, I think we should go for the side quests first. Besides, I lost a lot of money. Well, I spent a lot of money grabbing, finally buying the rifle I always wanted. So, but I don't have enough money to properly enchant it. So, I will first do the side quests so I can get the money, enchant my new rifle, and ensure that the game doesn't end prematurely. So, yeah. I need to ensure the game doesn't end prematurely because I cannot save. It's dangerous because since I cannot save and I do a main quest first, I will lose the 100% completion kind of like right at the end, and it'll be pretty sad because I won't. I will lose the 100% completion right before getting it. Hey, a legendary mod. These are pretty uncommon. Critical damage bonus 91%. That's a lot. That's a lot. I should include that. Once I mod the weapon, we need to mod the weapon and also enchant it. Damn, I was looking for that automatic rifle for three streams, I believe, going back and forth because the items actually kind of like respawn. They're different each time you, not every time, not each time you speak to the vendor, but every 2-3 times you speak to the vendor. And it's like you speak to the vendor twice or a bit more, thrice, 3 times, if I remember correctly, something like that, 3 or 4 times, and the items will actually respawn. They will be totally different from before. Pretty interesting, considering the... There we go. Pretty interesting considering the game is actually offline, this version. That it actually has an algorithm which respawns the items. That's something that should be included in all games, kind of like randomizing the response of the items. It adds a lot of dynamism, which at the end of the day helps making the game feel alive. Because if it's always the same items, it feels dead. It feels as if the world around you is actually pretty artificial. So yeah. The negative aspect, well, it took me 3 streams to find that spawn. I mean, it didn't force it. At the end, it was completely by chance. Oh well. Alright, we've already killed it. Cannon straight. More about what? Alright, we're good to go. Let's go back. And we should head over to Fenchurch. And also William Street. There we go. Ah, I think these are the ones that were locked previously. Yeah. I think I've never been to those. To King William Street and Fenchurch. Yeah, I see. Ah, it's just like it's pretty much the Tristram Cathedral map. Sorry, I'm calling this map every time it spawns the Tristram Cathedral map. I mean, it's a 3D representation of Diablo 1. Yes, we've already been here, but yeah, I remember. Yeah. What do I need to kill? Plague zombies. I don't remember those being here. Okay. See, this is the most amazing aspect of the game. Regardless of how good your gear may be, regardless of how good your defenses may be, it's pretty well balanced because you can die regardless of your gear, of your strategy, of everything. And it forces you to be on your toes. It forces you to be alert at all times. I know it wasn't this one. And that's something that pretty much a lot of RPG games don't get right. I always cite the example of Kingdoms of Amalur, how the balance between the usage of potions and the gameplay mechanics ruin the game, or for example when the farming in WoW is pretty much brain dead. This is something that makes the gameplay unique in this case. 100%. That you will always be kind of like in a danger zone of dying, regardless of your strategy and pretty much everything. Ah, there I can see some of them. It's just killing them, right? Not looting anything. Yeah, killing them. See, killing them, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I definitely need to update the automatic rifle. That at this point I thought I pretty much would be forced to finish the game with the one I have. Well, at least it helped me realize that the amount of mod slots is extremely important. They should be here. Okay. Already muted. There we go. Awesome. Oh, damn it. I don't know if I am the only crazy person who has ever tried doing all of the side quests in this game. But I think that if anyone else did it, that person must have had a lot of patience. Because you have to go back and forth constantly. Exploring every inch of the terrain of the map. And you can also get killed at any time because of the structure of the gameplay. Something... There we go. Let's use this corner. If we can survive. Ah, yeah, right. My bad. No. Let's kill some of the weaker enemies so they don't deal that much damage to us. And that will allow us I hate that sound. When I hear that sound, the only thing I think about is respawn. Okay. I need to check out how the progress for... I need to check out on the progress of... what's that? Erasor's headstone, but I didn't die this time. Ah, it was kind of like at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, right. I need to check out on the progress of Nexus Forever, the Will Star preservation project, because I think they are making progress. They were a bit stuck, but I think they are making progress. Or I think they made it some months ago. And I need to check that out, because that one's another sad case. That's for sure. Come on, there should be more of them. Okay. Just 3 more. We just need 3 more. There we go. Yeah, pretty much the only thing that needed kind of like urgent fixing is the lack of the respec items. That's for sure. Because if at least you can respec, you can experiment with different skill trees, and this game has a lot of replayability because the monsters respawn and everything. So yeah, pretty much the worst part is that I cannot respec. It's just like in Torchlight. It's exactly the same case as Torchlight. It's
Don't
pretty
take too
pretty.
much pleasure out of strength and honor.
Okay, I think that's the same line from the orcs in Orgrimmar in WoW. I just realized that. Summoner, no. Damage splash radius, good. And integrated tech, I think I'll keep this one here. Alright, I need to be careful because of the shapes. The shapes are different than the ones I have. Ta, 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 ta. Well.
Farewell. To Rune on the world's end. No? Well, about to go down swinging, eh?
One more! Incredible. The the sheer amount of side quests is amazing. Travel to King William. Alright, anyways, we had to go over there. Right? Yeah, we had to go over there.
You'll do just fine.
Yeah.
Fortune favors.
And this is it for this line of side quests. So let me see, because there's the new quest, and alright, both of them are at King William Street. Let's go. What the? This is King William Street. I mean, they recycled the Tristram Cathedral again. Damn, that was so fast. That guy muted me so fast that I couldn't go for invisibility. Interesting. Interesting. Look at that. So, I better be careful.
Of course.
What else do I have? No. 4893, could it be? Well, at least I can always do this. Thanks to the invisibility. There's pretty much no defense against that at all. Regardless of the class you pick, I assume.
I'll be around.
See, this is what I meant. The game forces you to be on your toes. Regardless of everything. Let me see. Even if it is because of a difficulty spike, we may be dead. Yeah. 3 times, it was not gonna work 3 times. At least I killed them. But well.
I'll be around.
There we go. What? Ah, this is the objective. Killing this thing. I remember more, but... And also the mutilator. So we need to kill this one and the mutilator. There we go. I need to gather some money urgently, swiftly, as fast as I can, so I can begin using the other rifle. But first I need to enchant it. What on earth is that? What are those? Ah, it's the Lord Reloth. Yeah, but this isn't the boss I'm looking for. Not good. Yeah. Okay. It's those demons. I remember them. No, no, no. I was muted. I couldn't use potions. The muting mechanic is certainly another one
I'll
of
be around.
the reasons the gameplay, I mean, remains hard regardless of your gear and everything. Because regardless of what you do, you can always be muted, and that's pretty much it. No, but we're looking for a different creature. Oh. So the best idea is to preemptively heal. Hmm. Oh, yes. Why is it that I cannot use Napalm Strike? Because I don't have enough power. Come on. Damn. Yeah, I definitely need to change my rifle. Almost. But, okay, good. Oof. My god. Ah, by the way, I almost forgot. At the beginning of the stream, thanks to the person who subscribed to the YouTube channel, from the bottom of my heart, I know a lot of you watch my gameplays as simply as kind of like podcasts with as a YouTube bot. So thanks from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't see your name because your account is probably private, so I cannot see the name when you subscribe. But thanks from the bottom of my heart to the person who subscribed to the YouTube channel yesterday, and also to the second person who subscribed last week. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. It's always amazing to see people who actually care about all of these forgotten games. I actually thanked you at the beginning of this stream, but just in case, uh, I'll do so once again, because I was talking about it and I forgot at some point. So always thanks to everyone who subscribes to the YouTube channel as well. I know that my main focus is the live stream, but I know that a lot of people that you watch them that you watch my gameplays and my analysis as a podcast. So always deep thanks to all of you, because these games certainly deserve much more attention than what they get. It's funny how gameplay mechanics from the early 2000s are amazing, and yet everyone forgets about them. Totally sad. It's as if they were lost in time, because a lot of people still remember kind of like fourth gen games, the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, as well as fifth gen Nintendo 64, PlayStation, and and well, Sega Saturn. But sadly, in the early 2000s, it's kind of like a period of gaming history that people tend to forget because Steam wasn't that big, modding wasn't that big, communities weren't that big, and yeah, because of the nature of PC gaming, which involves mm, modding and communities and those things, um, the fact that Steam wasn't that big affected the popularity of all of these games, if you ask me. But yeah, not only that, also the console counterparts were relatively ignored. Because this would be the end of the sixth gen, and it's a period of time in which people forget about these games. I remember that when I streamed Advent Rising, that game is absolutely amazing, but it's pretty much the same case. And the mechanics were way ahead of its time. Uh, Absolutely incredible. And all of these games are pretty much ignored. Think about another one, Max Payne 1 and 2, and see how less popular they were in comparison to Max Payne 3, which sold many more units, if I'm not mistaken. And it was just because of this. Amazing, level 25. Finally, let's see. Ta 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 ta. From 15 to 30. I don't know if this is actually making a difference because I couldn't feel the change from 0 to 15%, but I don't know. It must be because of my gear, because logic says that I should feel a huge power boost. I mean, it's 15% more attack strength. But I'm beginning to wonder if it actually affects my ranged attacks. Oh well, it should, otherwise it wouldn't be there, it would be stupid. So, yeah. I don't feel a huge difference. An extra 15% damage. I must be doing something wrong. Oh well. Where's the mutilator? So it should be somewhere here. Ah, yeah, right. There's a part of the map I haven't explored. This one? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Well, at least I explored the whole map. This has already happened to me. Last time, kind of like finding the boss at the beginning of the level. You are the mutilator? You? Hmm. Damn. King William Street. Kill the mutilator. I cannot believe it. Where is this guy? I see. There you are. But I had already explored this part. It spawned right now. Well, that's how it. That's what happened last time. It spawned kind of like out of nowhere. So there's a mutilator. Hey, this creature, I've never seen this creature. See, that's why you should always... Oh no. I knew that was going to happen. I was muted, I couldn't use potions. I couldn't use potions. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I've already killed everyone, pretty much. No, anyways, I completed the mission. The thing is, I lost the loot. Great. Ah, damn, this place was bigger than I thought. Well, to hell with it. I won't be looting that. Whatever. Anyways, I already have the automatic rifle, which is the most important part. So,
Yes, sir.
dead? Yeah, it's dead. No room. Yeah, I have room. It's just that it's so... It's just that it's disorganized. How about now? Another one, damn. This is kind of like beyond the definition of replayability.
Okay,
Wow.
I'm ready.
If I didn't know this game, I would say that these are daily quests. Daily quests, sorry. So, let's see. This one, this one? Yeah, definitely. I think I'm the only person on this planet in the world doing a 100% completion of this.
Can I help you?
I think the belt I'm using is from the beginning of the game. Don't know why. But it's pretty much the one with the best armor and shields. Mysteriously, I haven't found a single better belt since the beginning of the game. Oh well. We should identify this stuff. Okay, I think. Wait. 35. No. No. Definitely not what I'm looking for. It doesn't even have armor. I think we can begin enchanting the weapon. I think we can begin enchanting it. It won't be fully enchanted, but... yeah, in my experience, common properties are the only viable ones, because almost 9600, it's way too much. Way too much. It's way too expensive. And they usually affect the skill tree, and it's not what I'm looking for. So, item augmented, and I have no more money. So, 2 augmentations. Let's see. It increased the base damage, as you can see. Rapid fire, concussive crash, smackdown. Well, I must have gotten a lot of abilities. 6% chance to release an electric discharge when it kills an enemy. Oh, That one is pretty good. Okay, so if I equip that, I will unlock those abilities. What are those abilities? Concussive Crash 2 Rapid Fire Smackdown. What's that? Are those even in my skill tree? Concussive Smackdown. This one's a Smackdown. The hunter marks an area for a precision strike to cause massive amounts of concussive damage. Calls down a strike centered on the marked area that creates a field of force. Well, there's damage. So good. Elemental attack strength of all precision strike. Alright, so it's kind of like a different napalm strike. And then we have Smackdown. This one's Smackdown and concussive. Concussive round. These ones. Concussive rounds. No, this one's concussion rounds. We can. Where is it? Well, I'm beginning to wonder if it's for my class. Concussive Crash and Rapid Fire. Well, whatever. I'll realize as soon as I equip the weapon. Explore Thread Needle. Thread Needle. And Thread Needle as well. I don't remember. I don't recall being anywhere called a Thread Needle. Ah, yeah, here. Ah, yeah, King William Street, Thread Needle, Cannon Street, Rail, alright, and that's part of the main story. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing that I've been commenting. Pretty much, you want to do all of the side quests if you're going for a completion like this one before going for the main quest, because most of the time they'll be kind of like in the way. Hey, maybe we get to loot. Damn. Oh my god. Okay, okay. That's...
Goodbye.
that never gets old. Hmm. I might even preemptively try out the new automatic rifle, but no. I need to at least enchant it once again, 3 times. If I can enchant it 3 times, it'll be... Ah, here's the loot. It'll be amazing. Yep, definitely. Definitely. I need to put that new automatic rifle to good use as soon as I can, because otherwise it'll be I won't be able to progress smoothly. Luckily, luckily it spawned. Yeah, the problem is that they mute me and they also drain my power, the mana. Pretty much, I have no defense against that. Let's see. Oh damn, a corner. Yeah. Pretty much, I can see a difficulty spike here. Let's see what we can do.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So close. So close. But yeah. Let's see if we can sell some stuff. Let's see if we can
Can
reach.
I help you?
No, here.
Farewell.
We need to progress through the dungeon a bit. Get to 2400 and then further augment the new automatic rifle, and then it will be smooth. This will just be a bumpy ride up until I get 2400 more palladium. Once I get that, and I can augment the automatic rifle and apply all of the mods, we should be good to go, because the base damage should be much higher. And also consider that I'm doing all of the side quests. I mean, imagine someone who tries to finish the game without doing side quests. Alright, thread needle. Let's see what we have here. Hello? I think the game crashed. Yeah, it crashed. It crashed. Alright. Well, part of using this Steam version, I guess. Well, my progress has been halted a bit, ladies and gentlemen. But well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? My progress has been halted a bit. The game crashed. So well, we'll continue next time. It's been 3 hours. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of the people, to all of the followers of the channel. Always thanks, Sayona, for dropping by and visiting the stream. We will next time we will collect those 2400 palladium. We'll get that, and once we get that, we will then proceed to mod the rare automatic rifle, as well as enchant it. Right, so we'll have a good automatic rifle, and we'll be able to get through this dungeon. Right, so thanks to anyone who may have taken the time to watch my stream from the bottom of my heart. Thanks to all of the followers of the channel. Pretty much we are reaching the end game, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks also to the 2 people who subscribed to the YouTube channel from the bottom of my heart. As well, you always encourage me to continue showcasing all of these forgotten gems, which certainly deserved much more praise. It's always sad when, sadly, well, these games don't get the attention they actually deserve. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and for checking out all of the forgotten gems that I analyze. We will get to the we still need to get to the final analysis. Then we'll explore the Tokyo maps. And after that, we'll play, of course, the London 2038 mod that Sayona's team has created with so much passion. So first, but it wouldn't be fair analyzing the game with a modification. It would be like analyzing Torchlight 2 with the Synergies mod, or Morrowind with the Tamriel rebuilt mod. So it wouldn't be fair for my final analysis. So first, we'll finish the storyline. Sayona just told us that we are at 75%, pretty much. Then we'll finish the Tokyo maps, kind of like the expansion, because I cannot play them if I use London 2038. So we'll get the complete experience. Finishing the main story, then the London then the Tokyo maps, then the final analysis, and once we finish the final analysis, we will get to explore the game with the London 2038 mod, and we'll see all of the incredible details that it has to offer. As for the rest, as I've said, thanks to the two new YouTube subscribers to the channel. I know that a lot of you watch my content as kind of like a podcast while my channel is offline, so thanks from the bottom of my heart. And what I told you at the beginning of the stream, um, it is still possible to reverse engineer those two MOBAs, Heroes of New Earth and Strife. So if you are interested in MOBAs and you want to explore those two options, I highly suggest you download the client while it's still available on Steam. The client for Strife is available on Steam, but once it's not, you won't be able to play it. And if you like preserving games just like I do, S2Games closed this year. That's why I didn't stream on Thursday, because I discovered those news that S2Games closed this year, and so I spent those 4 days preserving uh, both Heroes of New Earth and Strife. So if you're a MOBA fan, if you like playing MOBA games, it's possible to reverse engineer those two, right? If you like MOBA games and you like preserving them, it's possible to do so for now. But if you want to do so, I know my channel is extremely small, so sadly not a lot of people will hear this, but for those of you who maybe subscribed to the YouTube channel recently and are interested in MOBAs, you can still preserve them. As I always say, preserving games, just like preserving books, movies, and pretty much everything, is extremely important, just like preserving life, and as well as, I don't know, traditions, books, movies, what I just told you. And in the case of games, it's a pretty gray area, because technically when you are playing the game online, it's not yours. You are actually borrowing the license. So it's always good when you can reverse engineer some of them. So far, up until now, I was able to reverse engineer MMORPG games, things like World of Warcraft, Ion, as well as Terra, and I play them offline with kind of like a local emulator. So it's actually a local server. So it's incredible that I was able to do the same for those two. It's always amazing to see that it's possible to reverse engineer and preserve them. So, in case you are interested, followers of the channel or subscribers from the YouTube channel who watch this as a podcast, you can still reverse engineer those two. If you have any other questions regarding that, the difficult part is gathering the files, but fortunately I was able to do so. So thanks from the bottom of my heart. We still have to do those things. We need to replace the automatic rifle. We need to um, put that new automatic rifle to good use. Then we need to progress through that dungeon and get the money to mod the automatic rifle. Get to the Tokyo maps, because we cannot explore the Tokyo maps with the London 2038 mod, so we will finish the storyline, explore the Tokyo maps, which is kind of like the expansion, go for finish the final analysis. You know, my final analysis take a lot of time, so we'll get to the final analysis, and then we will explore Siona's mod, or Siona's team's mod. So thanks from the bottom of my heart. See you all on Thursday. Sorry that I was late today, but as always, thanks to anyone who may have taken the time to watch my analysis, my reviews, and my in-depth gameplay analysis that I do of all of the aspects the games have to offer. Truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. See you all on Thursday. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen.